Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool Aid Podcast. Welcome back to episode 45. On today's episode, we're going to be giving a Group E and Group F roundup. The games that were played today was Morocco, Croatia, Japan, Germany, Spain, Costa Rica, and Belgium, Canada. We're basically going to be going through every game and giving like our brief thoughts on the game. Let me introduce my co-host Alex.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Okay. Also, guys, remember if you guys ever want to join, you're always welcome to. On Twitter, there's a link that I post on as soon as we go live. You're always welcome to join and join the discussion with us. But let's start on the Morocco Croatia game. Now, I felt this was like a complete home game for Morocco. The stadium was like packed with the Moroccan fans. They came out to support their team, and I thought overall it was like a relatively balanced game. They had a few chances, but when I was looking at the game, I saw a very balanced game. What are your thoughts on the Morocco game?
Yeah, I don't think it was I don't think it was a bad game. I don't think it was boring. I thought it was like a normal game. Two evenly matched teams that
Okay.
that were trying their best, and I think the result was fair. There were times where I thought Morocco were playing a bit better, but and vice versa. But I think overall the game wasn't terrible. I thought it was a decent game to watch.
A decent game to watch, yeah. I actually saw some very good intensity from both teams, and I
Mhm.
saw like how they were running. There were a couple of chances that they were missed, but overall, I wouldn't say it was the best game. The game that I want to really give our focus to is Japan Germany game. Now that one, Japan started really, I mean Germany started really strong. I think they completely dominated Japan in the first half. Japan barely touched the ball, and they had a lot of chances to score, and they get a penalty, and this just completely just like puts Germany into like the into cruise control. But then Japan comes out in the second half with a different in level of intensity, and basically goes at Germany, and they managed to get 2 goals. They're by far the better team in the second half, and this puts Germany in a very tough spot because the next game that they play is against Spain. It's going to be very tough for
Yeah,
them.
yeah, this is a really bad way for Germany to start, considering that the group isn't easy. We also have Spain, who's gonna give them a hell of a game, I think, and Costa Rica should be the game they fairly easily win. But still, you never know. And I don't know, man. Well, I was a little surprised. I did predict. I didn't say it on the video, but before the game started, I said I think Japan's gonna win it, and
Japan, yeah. No. Yeah, we did mention this in our
yeah,
previous
we didn't say
episode.
they were directly gonna beat Germany, but we did say that they were gonna be a threat for anyone
Yeah,
in that group, and we saw that today, of course, with their amazing performance in the second half.
yeah,
And from this game, I can take two things. Germany needs a forward, a proper forward. Right
yeah.
now,
Mhm.
they currently don't have a goal scoring threat. Kai Harvitz cannot score like that. Another thing that I mean, obviously we know better because we're Barca fans, but
Yeah,
the whole comparisons people draw between Musiala, Bellingham, and Pedri Gavi, that's nonsense. And we saw it today. I understand
oh,
Japan is a better team than Costa Rica, but that does not excuse the terrible performance from Jamal Musiala.
yeah. He had, I think, one good moment where he was able to dribble a couple players and then have that shot off. But overall, when you look at the performance that Pedri put in later that night, it was night and day. Pedri was just he was unplayable. Pedri was dropping the masterclass in the midfield.
Yeah, but looking also at the Germany game, one thing that I liked from Japan was the link up play they had up top. I thought it was good.
Hmm.
Um, right now, my I can't remember the name of the one of their forwards that they had. I know Minamino came on and he had a good cameo there. Um,
One of them was Maeda. They started a lineup with Kubo as well. Let me pull up the
yeah.
game, and then let me screen share for you.
Mhm.
But yeah, Germany they came out really strong. They
Yeah,
showed
and
some high
I thought
intensity.
The German team kind of reminded me a bit of how Spain has played in the past, where they have like no goal scoring. It's just chances and chances created, and in a way, it was like that today, right? And besides a lot of wasted chances that Germany had, a lot of close calls, and ultimately bad luck. You know. Likewise, I thought Japan had some other good chances that they missed. One interesting thing that I will say about that game today is, excuse me, I thought
No, no
Manuel
worries.
Neuer had a bad game, even by his standards. And again, this is saying that he made some crucial stops, but you look specifically at the second goal. I think that's bad goalkeeping.
Bad goalkeeping.
Yeah, you can't get beat near a post like that, especially
Yeah,
with all your,
yeah, but then also like when you think about it, I forgot the attacker from Japan. That first touch to just put you into that position, it basically set up the entire goal.
I understand, but I mean,
But yeah,
obviously
you can't be
it's
beating your
different when
post.
you're there and in the moment and when you're the one making the decision. But from how I see that goal, I don't think the player. I think the Japanese player was too diagonal, so I don't think he could have gone for a post. You get me?
No, he couldn't have gone. The only way was either through Manuel Neuer's legs or top corner and just hope that he doesn't like save that.
And that's where I think Manuel Neuer experience and superior goalkeeper expertise should have come in because I feel like at that level in your career, that's such a, not a routine stop, but that's such a repeated play. Like that's a concept you probably done many times in training. So why that went in, I
Okay.
don't know. All I know is Japan, they deserve their win today, and they're just starting to show the world what they're capable of.
No, yeah, they were very good. Japan played a very game. I think in the first half, Japan were playing very below, like way below their level, and then in the second half they upped the level, and then we basically saw just like the frailties in the German defense because
Yeah,
when you look about when you look at it's like that's the Dortmund defense. That's not the Bayern defense. They were very susceptible. Nico Sules playing as a right back. I don't know if that was the best option.
I don't
And
really
that just
rate
shows like
Sula as it is. I'm sorry, what
well
did you say?
yeah, but like no, it's much better if Sules plays as a center back just because he's tall. He's not as mobile as a fullback
No,
should
he
be.
can't move, and I
Yeah,
don't think
exactly.
Sula's particularly good on the ball.
Yeah, exactly. So he'd be more as a defender. And now
Yeah,
it puts Germany in such a terrible spot because Germany now have to beat Spain, who just beat Costa Rica 7-0 and who are flying in order to basically stay in the
yeah,
competition because
and I'm
Japan
telling
plays
you,
Costa Rica.
and I'm telling you right now, that Spanish team is gonna be a nightmare,
Yeah,
an
that Spanish team
absolute nightmare for any team they face. Just the way they're playing right now, it's
is
something else. I know, I understand they play Costa Rica today, and that's not the end of the world. It is Costa Rica, but you see the performances they were putting, the way they were playing. You know, I'm not gonna say they're gonna win the World Cup, but if they stay like
no.
this and they keep this up, they're definitely gonna be very serious contenders, more than they already
Yeah,
are.
they're very serious contenders, and I personally have them reaching the semis. Um, And when we look at the Spanish team, we always mention that they have lack of goal, a lack of goal scorers, because they create tons of chances every single game. And it basically is if Spain finish all the chances they get, they win almost every single game just because they create so many chances and they
Yeah.
miss so much with players like Ferran Torres or
Mhm.
Morata. It just makes them hard to win games. But today, the chances that they had, they put them away. They played fantastic. I thought Luis Enrique was outstanding in this game, playing Rodri as that center back, who he was criticized for. People were saying like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" Um, and this Spanish team, I think, are ready to face anyone and are ready to go far in the tournament.
Yeah, and we gotta remember something. Balde played well today, very
He
well.
did. He did.
When
He
he
made
came
some
on,
very good driving runs.
he was doing what he's been doing at Barca all season, and I think that's some food for thought for Luis Enrique because he's got to realize, yes, Jordi Alba played good today because they were playing Costa Rica. Jordi Alba is not putting up this performance against a serious team like Germany.
No, I
You
guess
know,
this.
it's not gonna happen because, with all due respect, I understand they're professionals and fair play to Costa Rica for making it to the World Cup and for playing such a difficult game. But the quality does not match that as Germany. Germany, the way they press, the way they like to play. I know today they had a bad game, but assuming they have played like they did in the first half, that is a tough team to play against.
It is. It is.
And it's pretty
Um,
evenly matched with Spain. But again, Spain has serious ball possession, and they're usually superior in that category compared to everyone else. And we have to see. But personally, if Spain, I think if Spain are finishing at least some of the chances they're getting, it's always going to be like a 4 goal game for them,
a four-goal game.
at
Yeah,
least.
it's a very exciting time now to be a Spanish fan.
No, for
And
sure.
if
And that's sorry to interrupt, but that's the other thing. Like I'm looking at the goal scorers, and these are people. Yes, they score, but they're not known for that. You get me? Like
Yeah,
let's put it
exactly.
this
They,
way,
they, they
like
had a whole bunch of goal scorers. Also, Gavi
exactly.
scored, making him, I think, one of the youngest players to
The
score in the
second
World Cup.
youngest behind Pelea.
Yeah, exactly. The second youngest to score in the World Cup game. And that shows just how good of a talent Gavi is. And I've seen a lot of criticism on social media saying that why doesn't Barcelona play like this? Because when you look at the Spanish team that played today, most of them were Barcelona players. A lot, in fact.
Yeah,
Um,
but that's the thing though.
and then
Like, but
what
Barca
happened?
also has problems with. Well, first of all, I thought Dani Olmo was phenomenal today.
Mhm.
Well, maybe not phenomenal. I thought he was good. He had a good performance, a good game. And we see players like that aren't part of Barca and they still play well. I think Asensio had a good game today too. He scored a very nice
I
goal.
thought he played really well.
I've been a big critic of him, not just because he is a Madrid player, but most importantly because in the last few years, at least, because of injuries or whatever you want to call it, he hasn't played at his level and he hasn't showed the player that he is, which has left a lot of doubt on my part. But again, seeing him play well today is a good sign. Excuse me. Like I said, I I thought he did good. Do I see a future for him if Ansu Fati is healthy? No.
Mhm.
Because if Ansu Fati is healthy, he is starting a striker.
Well, we have to see. We have to see. But back onto the topic on like the criticism on Barcelona and specifically Xavi. Um, I think the reason why the teams play distinctively, like we're different, is because we have to remember this is his first year as a top level coach. Luis Enrique has been at the top level for many years,
And
and so
Luis
he's
Enrique is a phenomenal coach.
yeah, and top of it, he's a phenomenal coach. This doesn't mean that Xavi is a bad coach. It's just that when you look at the levels of experience and the level of
He
tactical
hasn't been
know-how,
around that long.
Exactly, he hasn't been around that long. Luis Enrique is much far along in that development stage. And so we have to have patience with Xavi. This doesn't mean that he's a bad coach. We just have to have patience. But now moving on to the final game, Belgium and Canada. I thought by far Canada were the better team. They had lots of chances,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think the game.
It was a very unfortunate result for Canada. Personally, I was rooting for
Mhm.
them. As they are our
Yeah,
neighbors, and it's nice to see how far they've come. But um, wow, today was something else. Felt a lot like Spain, with missing all those chances.
yeah, exactly. They were missing so many chances, just
And
basically lack
and,
of
and
quality in the
the
final.
the main thing, Alfonso Davies missing the penalty.
Yeah, or was Alfonso Davies or Jonathan David?
No, I'm pretty sure it was Alfonso Davies.
Alfonso Davies. Yeah, that really hurts because they were by far the better team, and if they score that penalty, it
They
changes the
went.
whole
No,
dynamic of
no,
the
no.
game.
Listen, today, and man, I should have bet money today. All my predictions were good. I said Japan beats Germany, and then I said Spain 6-0. I missed by one goal, but I also said whoever. I didn't predict the winner for the game for Belgium and Canada, but I said whoever scores first is winning the game. And I
Oh,
feel
for
like
sure.
today was one of those games because neither team was finishing well today, and the
Hmm.
chances created, it was a very sloppy game. It kind of reminded me of the Netherlands and Senegal game, where the players were losing the ball very often, making uh, unnecessary decisions that cost them. So to be honest, with you, that's mainly how I felt. about that, about the game between Belgium and Canada. It was not it. And we saw this, but Batushai scored the goal. It was a nice finish, and it was a good pass as well. But other than that, too many chances missed. You gotta put them away. I don't care if you don't have a striker or your striker is not good. That's your job, and you gotta do it to get your team to win.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Well, when you don't put the chances away, you're
no,
basically just keeping the other team alive.
right now, do I see Canada making another group? Absolutely. I think today
You
was
see
bad luck more than anything because if you see the Belgian team, their defense, I mean, as much as it hurts me to say because I was fans to them and they play for me, Alderweireld and Vertonghen are not it.
they're not in.
They cannot no, they cannot deal with that. I'm so sorry. Like they're good in their own rights, but they're too old. And with the pace and the power that the Canadian team has, it's too much.
Hmm. Well, yeah, and then when you look at the next games that they're going to be playing, Canada's going to be playing against Croatia, and Belgium is going to be playing Morocco. So it's basically, I think, this next fixture decides who goes through and who doesn't. Because if Canada manages to win the game against Croatia, and we most likely think that Belgium is going to beat Morocco, then that basically s- allows Belgium to go through, and Canada is going to be playing Morocco, the easiest team, which you expect to get 3 points.
And even then, Morocco aren't looking bad.
Exactly, and even then, Morocco is not looking bad. And on top of that, they look like the home team just because they were in Qatar, and there's too much easier for Moroccan fans to get to Qatar than people from, for example, Canada.
Of course.
But it makes it for a very exciting group, and we're basically going to be in for a very good treat. And we actually have some very exciting games today. We're going to have, for example, let me pull it up. But we're going to be having,
Uruguay, South Korea,
yeah, Uruguay, South Korea. We have
and
Brazil,
Ghana,
Serbia,
Portugal. No?
Ghana, Portugal, and Switzerland, Cameroon. It's gonna be some very exciting games, and and then this is basically gonna be dictating who's gonna be playing against the winner, I believe, of Group E. Is that what I'm saying? Who plays the winners of Group G? No, the winners of Group G play the runner ups of Group H. Um, it's gonna be like that. But yeah, Japan beats Germany, another upset. We were not expecting this. Spain completely dominated. They looked like one of the absolute favorites to win the entire tournament, along with England. But the the World Cup is not won in the first game. The teams that lost still have a chance, and the teams that have won, they have to continue their momentum if they are to basically go far in the tournament. But guys, that was it for our roundup. Let us know what you thought of all 4 games. Do you disagree or agree with anything that we said? And as always, I post a link on Twitter. You guys are always welcome to join. But as always, like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll